They say you truly know someone after years of marriage. They're wrong. You only know the version they allow you to live with. The rest stays hidden, stitched carefully into the lining of their life. I learned that on a rainy Tuesday evening, when my husband's secret finally slipped out of his jacket pocket and landed at my feet. My husband Daniel was the perfect man, a successful architect, a gentle soul, a man who still held my hand after 8 years of marriage. I wasn't looking for a reason to doubt him. I was just doing the laundry on a cold, rainy Tuesday evening. I reached into the lining of his old leather jacket, the one he said he'd lost the key 2 years ago. But instead of a key, a small, black burner phone slid across the hardwood floor. My heart did a strange, cold flutter. No power, just one notification on the lock screen that shattered my reality. The cupcakes are ready for Leo's birthday. Don't be late this time, Daddy. We didn't have a son. We didn't have a Leo. And in that moment, the man I loved vanished. I sat there on the laundry room floor. The cold tiles seeped into my skin, but I couldn't feel them. I just stared at that one word, Daddy, Daniel, and I had spent 3 years in fertility clinics. We had cried together over negative tests. We had built a life on the shared grief of not being able to have a child, or so I thought. I opened the phone. The gallery was a graveyard of my sanity. There were hundreds of photos. Daniel, my Daniel, building a Lego castle with a 5-year-old boy. Daniel blowing out candles. Daniel sleeping on a floral sofa that wasn't ours. In a house that looked lived in and messy and happy. I felt like I was watching a movie of my own life, but someone else was playing my part. I scrolled through the messages. There was no affair talk, no secret motels or dirty texts. It was all so domestic. Don't forget the dry cleaning. Leo has a fever. Can you come home early? This wasn't a mistress. This was a family. For 8 years, I wasn't just his wife. I was a shift, a Tuesday to Thursday project. He had built 2 separate worlds with the precision of an architect, ensuring they never, ever touched. I looked at my wedding ring. The gold felt like it was burning my skin. Who was the original? And who was the copy? The waiting game. I had 2 choices. I could scream the moment he walked through the door, or I could wait. I chose to wait. When Daniel came home that night, he was whistling. He kissed my forehead, that same familiar scent of sandalwood and expensive coffee. He told me about a meeting in the city that ran late. I watched him eat the dinner I had prepared. I watched the way he chewed, the way he adjusted his glasses. I realized I was looking at a stranger wearing my husband's face. Is something wrong, Sarah? He asked, sensing the silence. Just thinking about legacies, I said. My voice was steady. It terrified me how steady I was. About what we build when no one is looking. He smiled, that charming, crooked smile that used to make me melt. Buildings last, Sarah. People, they just fade. Do they, Daniel? Or do they just go to another house 30 miles away? The air in the room died. The fork slipped from his hand, clattering against the porcelain plate. The sound was like a gunshot in a library. I slid the burner phone across the table. It looked so small, yet it carried the weight of 1,000 lies. He didn't deny it. He didn't even try. Architects are logical people. When the foundation is gone, they know the building is coming down. She was there first, he whispered. His voice was hollow. I married her when I was 22. We were young. We were struggling. Then I met you. And I didn't want to choose. I wanted the life I had and the life I deserved. The life you deserved. I felt a laugh bubble up in my throat, a jagged, broken sound. You didn't want a choice, Daniel. You wanted a kingdom. You wanted to be two different men because you weren't enough for either of us. He started to beg, the usual lines. I love you more. You're my real life. She's just the mother of my child. But I wasn't listening. I was thinking about Leo. I was thinking about the woman on the other side of those photos. She was probably sitting in her kitchen right now, wondering why her daddy was late for the cupcakes. I realized then, the most dangerous man isn't the one who leaves. It's the one who stays in two places at once. I didn't pack everything. I only took what was mine before him. Where are you going? He asked, following me to the door. His face was a mask of desperation. We can fix this. I'll tell her. I'll sign the papers. I stopped at the door. I looked at him, really looked at him one last time. You already told her, Daniel. Every day you spent with me, you told her she wasn't enough. And every day you spent with her, you told me I was a lie. I didn't call the other woman. Not that night. I left the burner phone on the porch. But before I did, I sent one final text from it to the woman named Home. I sent her a photo of our wedding album. I didn't do it to be cruel. I did it because she deserved the truth as much as I did. We were two pillars holding up a roof that was never meant to stand. As I drove away, I didn't feel the heartbreak I expected. The weight of the lies had finally shifted from my shoulders back onto his. Some people build houses. Some people build lives. But the strongest people, they're the ones who know when it's time to walk out of a house. That was never really a home. They say silence is the best revenge. But I think the best revenge is simply being gone. Daniel lost both of us that night. He's an architect with no one to build for anymore. If you were in my shoes, would you have warned the other wife? Or would you have just disappeared? Let me know in the comments. This is Echoes from Room 13. Remember, the walls always have ears.